This is not really a talk about Trump. This is sort of just like, I want to talk to you guys about how every story that's happened right now, from the hysterectomies to Breonna Taylor's wrongful lawsuit payout, how these conversations are being driven by Republicans to somehow quail our actions and to somehow like sedate our response. Because what's happening in Georgia is an example of Nazi Germany concentration camps, and that if that tickles your uncomfortable button, it should. It's supposed to. That's what distraught, horrible information is supposed to do to you. It's supposed to make you feel uncomfortable, to the extent that you're so uncomfortable that you say, I'm going to try and do something about this. No, what? I am going to do something about this. That is what triggering information should do to you. But the reason why we don't have this reaction is because we're constantly on the left being told we're not being politically correct. We have to be civil. And that goes back to the whole bear thing. A bear wakes up out of hibernation and sees you playing with its cubs, taking pictures for the gram. And as it charges you, you put your hands out and present a salad. Yeah. That's what we look like. You can't reason with that beast. There's no reason to try. The only thing you can do is run 35 miles per hour or put it down. Vote that orange Oompa Loompa out. You don't get the best of two worlds in this situation. You don't get to pretend to be civil. You don't get to try and, do this a different way. These are animals, man. And every time we come to the forefront, say, for example, when we were protesting in Minneapolis and the police department burnt down, they would not shut up about how uncivilized and how inappropriate and how disrespect. Go fuck yourself. I'll take it another strike for that one. It's not, we can't, because the day after that happened, 4 officers got arrested. It took them 72 hours to even fire one of them? Don't let people who don't know your struggle tell you how to handle it. It's a constant issue I have, and a constant issue I've experienced in the medical field. I grew tired, and this isn't a slight to anyone in the medical field that has ever helped me. Your help has always been appreciated. But there's always been a sort of disconnect, because for some reason they don't get it. That letter of recommendation is great, but everyone gets a letter of recommendation. I need you to call up the chief of surgery. I need you to call up, the house supervisor, the dean of admission. I need you to put me in the same room, all 3 of us. Let's talk about this master plan. Because what's enough for my white counterpart is barely scratching the surface for me. For all my accomplishments, if my name was Henry Anderson, I'd be so much further right now. And that's just the facts. It's not something that, I dwell on, because I get the damn thing done. But this idea that by trying to reason with the right is somewhat appropriate, trying to reason with conservative Democrats is appropriate. No, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are going to have the toughest time dealing with people like me. Because the fact that we can't get Democratic states, Democratic mayors, Democratic legislation to enact basic human rights for us is a problem voted in by conservative Democrats. It's a problem. Why is having health care for every American citizen a problem? We printed up $3 trillion to keep the stock market and Shake Shack open, Walmart open. But we have a difficult time finding money for people being evicted from their house because of the inaction of our president, the inaction of our leaders. Basic instructions: put on a mask. And we could have saved 200,000 people. Like, our standard, our quality, our expectation, we pay a lot of money not to get any results. And it's high time we start seeing them. It's high time someone start giving it to us before we have to take them. And that's when things get violent. But that's when they say, oh, we're doing too much. But if you don't put someone's feet to the fire, how they gonna know? How they gonna know that you serious? Don't sit up here in the next 3 months, October. In October, let me tell you exactly what's going to happen, all right? This is a verbatim. The lead police officer in charge, William Barr, the Attorney General for the federal government, the top officer in charge, he's going to come out with a story about Kamala Harris or Joe Biden committing some national security gaffe. And it's not going to be relevant. It's not going to be important. It's not going to change the fact that they're better prepared or suited or belong. It's not going to change anything. But it's going to be shock value. It's going to be some type of fuel to sort of like assert that, yes, Trump is the better person because he doesn't have this problem. But I don't know what it's going to be, because I can't imagine it being something that Trump hasn't already fucked up once. October, there's going to be a bunch of junk news being dropped on our heads from every which way to try and sway us. The gloves are going to come off on both sides. Expect it. That's why your decision needs to start being made today. My decision is already made. Me voting for Joe Biden isn't about his policies, isn't about his action, isn't about his record, isn't about Kamala Harris. It's about Trump. It's about a guy holding rallies during a pandemic and telling reporters to take their mask off during news conferences. It's about a guy who knows he can't do a podcast debate with Joe Rogan's dumbass, but says he'll accept one because he knows that if the other side does anything other than accept, they look bad. And the reason why he can't accept is because it's already agreed upon on voter council. It's like there are laws and regulations behind this. Who can actually monitor this? Because Spotify's not a public forum, so how would people see it? It's just so dumb. But they'll say, oh, look, he only lives. And Joe Rogan's an idiot too for asking the question. As a person who's already said he's going to vote for Trump, you've already shown your bias, so how can you be a news outlet that's without bias? Stop as we are trying to figure out ways to try and debate and have candid conversations and be educated and civil, the right conservative monsters are exacting their plans. While we were out here arguing about if we should call this concentration camps, guess what? Homeboy was out there practicing eugenics. While we out here saying that, you know, forest fires are a major issue and we need to do something about climate control, they're over here drilling holes for more oil. While we're out here trying to get homeless people and 40 million people back up on their feet and get the government to try and make sure that, you know, something happens, we get a check, the 500 plus bills that have been approved by the House but won't even see the floor of the Senate because of Mitch McConnell, because of that damn turtle. They out here paying their homeboys. You can't be civil with animals. You have two choices: run or put them down. And I'm long past running. I ran in 2016. I will put Trump down in 2020. Some people gonna have to go. Oh, you don't want to vote? Then what am I talking to you for? What value do you add to my life? Oh, politics aren't your thing? Well, get out of my house. You're not that cute. You have to vote. And I don't care who you vote for. But who you vote for tells me a lot about how I'm going to treat you from now on. It tells me a lot about how I'm going to treat you from now on. But ultimately, it won't be a debate anymore. If you're voting Republican, me and you aren't friends. Me and you cannot be, you know, associates. We cannot have a friendly dialogue. I don't see you as a friend. You are an enemy. And that's fine. I've burnt many bridges. But my backstroke is amazing. And if I get tired, I can doggy paddle my way to the finish line. It's time to start getting super serious about what our goal is in this election, blocking out a lot of the thunderous bullshit, and really focusing and hone in on the facts, which is one party is okay with eugenics, ignoring law and order, while fronting and brutalizing protesters for seeking justice, and the other is just an idiot pretending. But if there's one thing I know about Democrats and Republicans are done. Democrats are just soft. But Republicans won't back down. They'll fight your ass. But now the Democrats got some fighters. And I be throwing these haymakers. Come see me. Well, guys, that is the show. Oh, yeah, I was going to go to my Twitter real quick. See what happened on my Twitter. Oh, yeah. We're just going to watch this real quick. Let me know if you guys can hear this. Where is it? Okay, I'm gonna go.
Of mutual agreement and priority is vegetation management. But I think we want to work, and we're seeing this warming trend.
So Wade and Tom, please.
Yeah, well, from our perspective, there is amazing partnership on the ground, and there needs to be. As the governor said, we've had temperatures explode this summer. You may have learned that we broke a world record in the Death Valley, 130 degrees. But even in greater LA, 120 plus degrees. And we're seeing this warming trend make our summers warmer, but also our winters warmer as well. Mutual agreement and priority is vegetation management. And priority is vegetation management. We're seeing this warming trend. We want to work with you to really recognize the changing climate and what it means to our perspective. There is an amazing partnership on the ground, and there needs to be key. As the governor said, we've had temperatures explode this summer. You may have learned that we broke a world record in the Death Valley, 130 degrees. But even in Greater LA, 120 plus degrees. And we're seeing this warming trend make our summers warmer, but also our winters warmer as well. Agreement and priority is vegetation management. And priority is vegetation management. We're seeing this warming. We want to work with you to really recognize the changing climate and what it means to our perspective. There is an amazing partnership on the ground, and there needs to be key. As the governor said, we've had temperatures explode this summer. You may have learned that we broke a world record in the Death Valley, 130 degrees. But even in
I don't get it. He's so dumb. It's painful to watch this guy. But shout out to Brian Tyler Cohen. He's a great guy. Check him out on YouTube. He's pretty awesome. Here's some of my tweets. You guys can tweet at me. I'm live, like I said. There was something else. Oh yeah, I did want to talk. Me and Eric are gonna talk about this. But I don't know who this person is, but they said something to me about my response to Cuties. It's a Netflix show. Cuties, watch it. Me personally, I liked it, but me and Eric are going to talk about that this week in the podcast, so look out for that. But that was my response. Just watch Cuties on Netflix. I must say it's a great movie. I may even review it. And I'll probably review it on either the podcast or on the Stangers comic book page. The Stangers, that's on Twitch, but it's actually the Strangers on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. The Strangers comic book. Look me up. I'm there. And this person wrote a very neat comment. Sure, just ignore the fact that they sexually exploit children to make it. It doesn't matter how good the story is, how much the topic needs to be talked about. You can do so without zooming in with high definition cameras on children's bodies. Children's body. Yeah, there's something wrong with it. High definition camera on a child's body. Like that. They're not even 15. Tell that to every I'm such an annoying person. Tell that to every cheer dance group performance art is art. Just because it tickles your uncomfortable button doesn't mean it's wrong. And that is a fact. Okay, like children, Abba and Preach did a great video on this, but there's a neckbeard, his name's Critical, I think, on YouTube, who admits that he only watched 30 minutes of it, which is clearly the most depressing part of it. If you know anything about a 3-act structure, the first act is the story, then the second act is the second to middle act is either the falling down of our protagonist or the dilemma or the antagonist taking over the story. And then the third part is the way the protagonist handles the fall down. How do they get back up? That's a 3-act structure for you. And this neckbeard, I'm being mean because he just completely demolished the point of it. And this movie is about context. So me and Eric talking, but like things that make you uncomfortable are good. You shouldn't feel comfortable watching this movie. No one should. I wasn't here cheering and clapping when they were twerking. A part of me felt very sad that this is actually the reality of a lot of our children. And that's the point. That my mindless obsession with, clicking on a thick, super fine, super thick IG model, while I haven't done anything wrong. She put her ass on TV. I liked her ass on TV. And I'm talking about a adult person, obviously. But little girls see that. Little boys go to these pages and see that this girl who is half naked twerking on Instagram has 1 million views. So whether I know it or not, I am now implicit in the action of reinforcing the idea that these actions are acceptable. If you want to be noticed by people, you have to do this. And that's not true. That's not right. I mean, there could be a counter argument about this using my platform, because I have one person watching this with me. So maybe I should start twerking or something like that. Who knows? And these are just some old tweets, me making fun of people. Oh, go check out the podcast with Jen. That was good. Where's the one I did with Coop? It should be up here. I don't know where it is. But I definitely should have sent it to Twitter. But yeah, go check out that. We're done here. Let's go. We didn't get one single person in the booth with us today. But like I said, it's game 3 or game 7. I'm going to go watch that game. But shout out to Jay. Hey, Colade Wambi bye. Video Technica. Come on now. Shout out to my boy Jay White and Colade. The African sensation. The computer GP, the computer man himself, for hitting me up on Facebook. Shout out to the one person still on Twitch. You guys are amazing. I'll never complain about being able to give you guys this platform, giving you guys this information. It's something I enjoy to do. So from me to you, I really appreciate you guys. This has been a tight 1 hour and 4 minutes. Perfect. Show's over. Continue to take care of yourselves as this pandemic is running crazy. Please put on your goddamn mask. It's not for you, it's for everyone else, and everyone else will look out for you. You have to think of it that way. Go out there, register to vote. Let me put that in the chat real quick. Oh, we're losing service. Register to vote. Go register to vote. I don't care who you vote for, but I will judge you if you don't vote. And I will judge you if you vote. But one of them, I'll judge you less. Just make sure you're doing it. It's super important. Also, if you can, check out the Coop is on a mission. I don't know why he's obsessed with this mission, but he is. So I'm going to try and make it come true for him. Coop wants to be the most viewed podcast. Right now he has 37 views in one day, which isn't bad. But sitting comfortably at 210 views is the interview I did with my boy Nick, who was a police officer. I did a ride along with him back in the day, and that's Coop's podcast. He's sitting comfortably at 210. In a close second is Coach Cock talking about the women's basketball team at Arkansas Monticello, and how he's preparing his women to go out there and fight the good fight on that court while staying healthy. So that's sitting at a comfortable 207. So, and I think in third place is one of the 2 videos by Joy. So Coop, you got your work cut out for you, but 37 in one day, I mean, hey, if you can keep it up, I'm not going to be mad at you. That's a view for me. But for the rest of you guys, quick side note, we're gonna be doing a podcast for the young one, Taufik, T-Boy with out with Tosh Productions. We're gonna be bringing back the money videos in a podcast format. So every week, once a week, I talk with my brothers and a few other people, like-minded people who talk about money, trade, stocks, and things of that nature. And we come together and we put in our game plan for the week. And if you thought my money videos were very useful, now imagine talking to people who actually know what they're doing. So I'm going to be recording those, and I'm going to be putting those out on the platform for you guys. So my goal is to post something every week for you guys, and hopefully that can come out on a Wednesday or Tuesday, depending on which days I'm off, for me to live stream. So that's an option that's out there for me. I want to kind of make sure that you guys have access to that. It's super cool to have the ability to, like, you know, come here, get a game plan for what to do in the stock market, and see that plan actually work in your favor and come to fruition. So look out for that. Obviously, podcasts will be dropping every Tuesday and Thursdays. If you guys can't watch the podcast, we're on Anchor. The link is, all that stuff will be in the description below or in the comment section. Anchor puts my podcast on audio platforms such as iTunes, Spotify, and all major podcasting platforms. And the platform you want me to get on, just let me know and I'll find a way to get on there. But I'm hungry. The game is probably still going, is definitely going, and they're in the second quarter. I want to see the Clippers lose. You guys take care of yourselves. It's been a pleasure. I really appreciate you guys coming through to join us. This has been the Identity Booth, where we constantly try to identify with you as you identify with me. And I hope that we've been able to do that. Better or worse, you know, take care of yourselves. I really appreciate you guys coming to join me tonight. Take care. I am so happy. I can't find my end, but